Today is April 27, 3:15 p.m. We detected unusual options on Snap. Snap will be reporting earnings after hours, so keep that in mind. It has rallied 5% so far, and so we are going to identify these unusual options and then analyze them and then show you what our trades are for this earnings. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So, as you see here at 2:21, this is actually 1 second away from this one, so they're not actually the same. So, but we do think it could have been the same institution. They still put in this first trade in at 2:21 at the 38-second mark. So these are all the June 16th, the 7 strike calls and the 7 strike puts, and then the 13 strike calls here. And so when we look at that options chain at the over here, before we get there, you also see here 249, same strike, same dates, another 12,000 here, right? And so when we look at it, June 16, you'll see it right here. 7 strike puts and calls, volume much greater than the open interest. And also over here, open interest only 200. This is 27,000. And you also see here that 13 strike over here at 27,000. We are also in this position at the 13 strike. And so when we look at other trades, you'll see here this one is 5,811. So this one expires just tomorrow. Okay, so when we look at this chain, the 10.5 strike calls and the 13 strike calls, over here, you'll see that the volume here is less than the open interest. And over here, however, this is greater at the 13 strike. We think here what they did was they closed their position, sold the 10.5 calls to take profits on this one, and then rolled it out to the 13 strikes. And so basically this was a closing order, and then this was an opening order. So they're actually bullish and buying the 13 strike calls. So that is our analysis of one of the unusual options. And so based on a lot of this analysis here, our position now is, when we looked at this 13 strike, and we also looked at this 13 strike, and then these 7 strikes, what we think is best, we chose the 13 strikes 50 days out. Okay, so it gives us a time, not so much theta decay in case it isn't bullish after earnings. So we just bought the 13 strike calls. And so they're going for about $49 right now, just for one. And it's very easy to decide how much risk you want to put on. Keep in mind, it is has a theta decay. It is just a -1 because you have 50 days. And so if it and so the max loss is how much you spend on it, which is 49 at the current market rate. And yeah, so bullish because it is above that 0 line here on the profit loss. So that is our projection for Snap earnings. And so if this was helpful, please smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified whenever we see any new unusual options. Thank you, and take care, everybody.